that I use. So I thought, you know what, why not tonight make a video on how I make my texture paste. If I've done any giveaways this year, I have sent you some sawdust. So now you know, after tonight's video, you will now know how to use that sawdust as a texture paste. So yeah, if you've ever won anything from me in 2019, you've gotten you've gotten a container of some type of sawdust. Let me show you what kind of the differences, I guess, in a sense, between sawdust. We have this sawdust, which is, see, I thought I had a little spoon over here, but I'll use this. We have the sawdust that's more fine. Like you can see, it's more fine like this. I use this for my texture paste right here. So there's that sawdust. There is a difference in texture, and it depends on how much texture you want, honestly. For larger pieces, I use that sawdust for my smaller pieces. But for larger ones, which most, go ahead.
Dream it, imagine it, create it. Said hi.
Hey, Liz, what's up? I thought I'd do a quick video on how I make my texture paste. So that's what I'm showing everyone tonight. I wanted to show you guys the differences in sawdust that I use. On my larger pieces, I use this type of sawdust. Obviously, you can see a pretty big difference between the two. I'll go ahead and pull this other sawdust out real quick. This is the other sawdust that I use for this texture paste. So this finer sawdust is gonna be in here. This is what that is. I'll try and make them both so that way you guys can see the differences in the texture paste. What's up, buddy?
Nothing.
How you doing?
Good.
Trudy Newman said, where do you get the sawdust?
Oh!
So before that, dream it, make it, or dream and imagine it, create it. Said, ooh, nice.
Thank you. I get the sawdust from my dad. My dad is a woodworker, and yeah, so yeah, he sweeps it up for me. I have the large container, and then I have the small container, but then I also have more.
The small coffee container.
Yeah, I have tons of it. So, and he's given me a lot of it. And I guess it depends too on how I like the consistency of my texture paste. I like it about like this. As you can see, it's still kind of thick, but yet is thin enough to spread, I guess you could say. Because I've made some that was there was just too much sawdust.
Miss Trudy said, oh, how old is your guest?
Oh, this one is 9. Want to say hi to everyone?
Hi.
And put your hand in there. What's up? You tired?
No, I feel sick.
You feel sick? You're probably hungry.
No, I'm not.
Aw, I'm sorry.
I just feel sick. I feel like I just want to throw up.
Aw.
Like every time I look at the TV, I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Well, you haven't eaten for a while, buddy.
Miss Trudy said, do you mix it with Aileens?
I do mix it with Aileens. I do. And that's what I was going to show you guys tonight. So I would say it's probably about 1/3 to 2/3 or so. That's, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the lid off of it.
Miss Dream and Imagine It Created group said that's going around.
The stomach thing?
I guess so.
He ate dinner really early today. We had potato soup, so he ate dinner around 4. I don't know. It was really early. It was early for our dinner, like by a good hour or more, a good hour or two. So I told him, I was like, you're going to be hungry later, I promise you. He was like, no, I won't. But I think that's exactly what it is. I think he's hungry. I think that's what it is. I'm just going to take some of the sawdust. I've got the tacky glue in there, as you can see. Let me show you the consistency. It's about about right there. That's where it was. That's about how much. And this is a 3.9 ounce bottle.
Miss Trudy Newman said, but he is hungry.
I think he's hungry. I think that's why he's sick to his stomach. I really do. I don't think that he's sick because he's been fine all day. I think he's finally come down from his, playing video games or whatnot for an hour or two and realized, oh no, I'm hungry now. but didn't realize what that sensation is. He's only 9. He's eating a little something now behind me. So I'm going to just do that real quick, and then I'm just going to get my palette knife, and I'm just going to very slowly kind of stir it in, little bit by little bit here. Just a little bit. So you don't want to get it, you know, make too much of a mess here. I hope you can see. You should be able to see it here. I'll just kind of stir it. Oopsie, making a little mess. I'm getting a little hasty.
Don't be hasty.
But it will. It'll all get covered with the tacky glue. So don't worry. It will. Like I was saying earlier, if you want to give away from me this year, you have gotten some sawdust. So, and any exchanges. I did an exchange on Dream It, Imagine and Create It group, actually, with Lee T. She was my exchange partner. She got some sawdust as well. So now she maybe will know how to use that sawdust. She's probably thinking, what the heck is this lady sending me? Like, why is this lady sending me sawdust? Well, this is why. It is a secret ingredient of mine. This is what I use for pretty much all my texture. This bottle of Ranger texture paste, I didn't buy. It was actually given to me.
Miss Trudy said, have you always used sawdust, or have you tried anything else? Sand?
I have tried. I do sand. I do coffee. I do tea. Yeah, I do. Originally, I did coffee and tea. Sawdust is my newest addition to my texture pastes, is sawdust.
Dream, Imagine It, Create It said, that's awesome. Oh.
Thank you. I try to upcycle.
Instead of saying Dream, Imagine It, Create It every time, what can I say?
Liz.
Miss Liz?
Yes.
She said, I've used sand.
Sand is good. I like sand. You can pretty much use the same recipe throughout for most any of this. Let's see, I'm trying to get a hold of some of that tacky glue that's in the middle there. There we go. Trying to stir it.
Miss Linda Tillman said hello.
Hey, what's up, Miss Linda? How you doing, girl?
Miss Trudy said, did you color it with anything? Color burst or makeup powders?
You can. I have never, I'm going to add a little bit more. I think I might have added a little too much sawdust. So I'm going to add just a little bit more tacky glue to it to make it a little thicker. And that's honestly how you do it. You kind of have to, you know, kind of feel it and see.
Miss Linda said, you can all right, that's not going to get confusing.
What?
We have 2 Lindas.
Oh, we have 2 Lindas?
Dream Imagine It.
She's Liz.
Oh, Liz. I'm sorry.
Liz.
Miss Liz said you can also add some acrylic paints to get color texture paste. Miss Linda said, doing okay. What you making?
I am making texture paste. I'm making homemade texture paste with sawdust. That's what this is. There's the sawdust in the photo. The idea is to get it to that consistency. It's the idea. I have added water before to it, to my recipes. Like I said, it all just kind of depends. This is pretty thick. This is pretty thick right here. It's thicker than I generally like, but again, you can add this to any canvas and it will stick on it like super glue.
Miss Liz said cheap acrylic paint, of course. Don't use your good acrylic paint.
No, use the apple barrel paint or something like that. Yeah, apple barrel, so that way you can use probably, what, a quarter of the bottle on it to get the pigment more than likely, I would say. That's what I'm thinking. I think it would take quite a bit of paint, especially with being the apple barrel. I've learned the hard way that with apple barrel acrylic paint, I have had to do about 3 to 4 layers. Usually the 4th layer of apple barrel paint will give you the true color, the actual color that's on the outside of the bottle. So, yeah. There is something to be said for that name brand paint, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? There is something to be said for some of those more expensive paints. So, I think I'm going to, let's see, this isn't quite the consistency I want. It feels more like clay. I like mine to be a little bit juicier, I guess you could say, kind of. So I'm going to get a little bit of spray.
Miss Liz said it depends upon what kind of consistency you like your paste.
Yeah, exactly. See, I like my paste a little bit thinner, like this isn't thin, but I like it to be a little bit juicier like that. But it depends on how much tacky glue you want to use too. That's 6 spritzes right there. 6 spritzes of water just to give it a little moisture because of the sawdust. Just want to give it a little moisture because it is kind of flaky right now. I feel like I'm failing you guys. I swear I know how to make my own texture paste. I swear. I'm just kind
I
of.
swear I know how to make.
I know how to make it. I swear. But see, this bottle is a lot smaller than this bottle. It's literally half the size. So I was kind of going off of that recipe. So there's that. I'm coming up with excuses, guys. I'm going to need more tacky glue. That's all there is to it. It is twice the size of that other bottle. So more tacky glue. So I'm going to say this bottle, it's almost a 4-ounce bottle. You're going to need half the bottle of tacky glue. So if it's 4 ounces, do 2 ounces of tacky glue to 2 ounces of sawdust. That's going to be your official recipe for this.
Miss Liz said lol.
Hey, at least we can have fun, right? We can have fun. So yeah, I think that's what it's going to take. I think that's the perfect consistency. I can already feel it. It's already a little better. I already am liking this better. I can tell by feeling it. It's already, see, it's coming together now. That's exactly, yeah. So the official ratios are half and half, ladies. Official ratios are half and half. Half sawdust, half tacky glue.
Miss Liz said, that's right, fun.
We're having fun here together. Crafty fun.
I'm watching. Never mind.
You're what?
I said never mind.
Oh. All right. So yeah, I'd say half and half, ladies. That's the official recipe. And that's probably what I did in here. And it's been a while since I made it, and I probably just kind of escaped my mind, more than likely is what happened. So, but yeah, here we go. This is sawdust. Fine sawdust at fine sawdust at that. So yeah, half and half fine sawdust. Let me see if I've got a card or a piece of scrap paper or something over here to kind of show you the consistency of it. Let's see. I do have, what is this? Okay, let's do it. I got some glitter stock right here. So I'm just going to use that. And I'm going to use some of my new texture paste that I made here for you guys. And we're just going to kind of have fun with it. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm literally just spreading it so you guys can see the consistency of it and see how sticky it is. And once the stuff is on there and it's done, it's 100%, it kind of feels like concrete. It does. Once it's dried and everything is 100, it'll kind of feel like concrete underneath your fingertips. That's what it reminds me of, at least. So here's that one. See, I'm just kind of trying to get a even consistency because I still want to, I'll probably use this piece of paper on something. You watch. I will. I'll use this on something. So there's the fine sawdust consistency. Don't mind my sawdusty hands here. So that is, I'm trying to get the light. Let's see, is the light there? Okay, so that is the consistency for the fine sawdust and what it's going to look like when you spread it. And don't worry, I've used it through stencils, no problem. It doesn't, like, you know how sometimes when you go to spread, the stencil will kind of fold, or paste will get underneath the stencil. Don't worry, this stuff won't, it doesn't do that. Now the bigger sawdust, the other sawdust that I'll show you, that probably will. I haven't personally used my thicker sawdust on stencils. I've only used this stuff, but I would imagine the big stuff would react the same kind of way, though. I do. I would think it would be the exact same. It would not, it's not going to come through right, especially if it's words or something, or it's something really intricate. It's probably not going to work out too well because they're so big, you know. Let me show you for some of the newer people here. See how much different that is compared to this. It's not going to come through right for those words and those more intricate stencils. These are good. This sawdust here is good for your backgrounds. This is good for canvases. I mean, it's good for anything, I guess, if you just want to spread it, but nothing really, confetti, nothing really too intricate.
What was that?
It was sawdust confetti.
I mean,
Did you, oh, just a weird little funny sound.
Miss Liz said, "Oh, but the larger sawdust must look awesome on a large stencil." And Miss Trudy said, "Everybody hit thumbs up."
Aw, yes, please, thank you. I'm not much of a, I don't know what you want to call upsell, or like I don't upsell myself, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Comment, subscribe.
Yeah, like that. I'm not much of a, yeah, like, hey, if you like my video, thumbs up, or I don't remember, I don't know. I figure if you like it, or if you've already followed me, you know, you're gonna like my, I don't know. I'm terrible about, you know, upselling myself, or whatever you want to call it. I don't, whatever. I need another little plastic container because I didn't think about making the thick sawdust when I first started. So, but now I am. So let me get,
Miss Liz said you should though.
should what?
Oh. Miss Linda said, "Me too, lol."
Oh, upsell myself. That's what they're talking about. I was
You
looking
should,
for
though.
some of the smaller, or like little containers I have. That's a little too small, I think, to be working with. I have some plastic containers and stuff in a stash, so I'm looking for them. Like, uh-oh.
So while she's gone, what's the deal with the airline? I know I keep using that.
Keep using that line. It's a go-to line. Okay, we're just going to use this one, and I'm going to put this in here. I have a feeling I've only made the thick sawdust, I think, once, maybe twice, but the thin stuff I've made over and over and over again. It's because the thicker stuff, I don't use as much of it. And when I do, I usually lay down tacky glue. Let's pretend like the stamp pad is a canvas. What I do for a big canvas with this is I literally lay down a layer of tacky glue over the whole canvas, and then I lay down the sawdust. That's how I do that. And that's how I use the big stuff. Because the big stuff I typically just use for like texture for the background. But you can use it for anything. It doesn't really matter. I'm just using this, I'm doing the same concept here. Half and half. Half and half. I've decided half and half works best. It's official.
Miss Trudy said, "I tried to do that first thing. It helps YouTube know we enjoy your videos and want to see more."
Aw, yes, thank you. You're amazing. Thank you for, that makes me feel good. You have no idea. You really don't. And I think I did this recipe just about perfect the first time. Look at that. See? That's just about perfect if you ask me. As far as consistency, and you want enough tacky glue to stick to your surface, ladies, gentlemen, ladies. You want enough tacky glue to stick to your surface. So if your sawdust, if you have too much sawdust to tacky glue, unfortunately, that will come off. I can show you a mistake I made. I made using the sawdust. Let's see. And I didn't have enough glue. Did not have enough tacky glue. So this is a canvas I was, obviously, as you can tell, was working on at one point in time. It's terrible now. It was at one point covered. It had a motherboard type piece here. And as you can tell, there was sawdust texture paste all over this thing, everywhere. You can kind of see some of it that's been remained, some remnants of the sawdust. But as you can see, see that flaked right off. See that flaked comes right off. So make sure you use enough tacky glue. Make sure you use enough adhesive, because what happened with this canvas was I put it away for about, I don't know, a week or two. I put it away. I didn't touch it. And then when I came back to it, I started moving it around a little bit, and literally all this stuff just started flaking off, girls. I'm not kidding. Those little black spots, all of that was originally sawdust and texture that was on this canvas. And I didn't use enough tacky glue. So make sure you use enough tacky glue. That's that lesson I learned. So I'm just kind of sending the lessons everyone else, other people's way too. So that way, when you do, if or when you do receive some sawdust from me, you'll know exactly how to make it and know exactly how to use it. And you'll be like, oh my God, I got some sawdust. Or you can go to your friends and be like, hey, I got a
Miss Trudy
woodworker
said,
friend.
How disappointing.
Let's see. What's disappointing? I had to.
The sawdust.
Oh, yes.
Miss Rita said, hello.
Hey, Miss Rita.
Trudy also said, but a good learning moment.
Yes, it was disappointing because I had already put a lot of work into that piece and it was already literally almost done. I literally just needed to do some finishing touches, some waxes or something like that to the surface of it. And obviously, as you can see, it has gone to the side. I have put it aside to work on it another time, day, whenever I'm inspired again. Because it originally was like a woman with a brain with cogwheels all over to where, and then she was working the computer. Originally, there were 5. Go ahead.
Miss Liz said, I'm sure you can still work that canvas into something gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I'm going to eventually. I just want to make sure I have all the right elements because maybe.
Can I feel that?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, Snapples. Maybe maybe I wasn't going the right direction with it. It was meant for something else is the way or what I'm trying to say. It obviously was meant for something else. There is a different future for that piece than what I had originally planned for it. So I'm still gonna use the general concept though of the girl with the brain and the cogwheels and running the machine, because that's what it was. She was the brain behind the machine, is what the whole idea was behind that canvas. There were 6 chords that went from her brain to the to the cartridges on the canvas. The cartridges on there are e-cigarettes right here. They're the e-cigarettes.
She said exactly, Miss Liz.
Yep, see, exactly. Great minds think alike. These are the cartridges that are the e-cigarettes, and they all had cords like this attached to all of them, and then there was one cord attached to the motherboard, all of which attached to her brain. So yeah, if you can kind of see that, I don't know if you can see the vision I saw, but that was the whole idea to it, is that she's the brain behind everything. Behind, she's the one who's working, spinning the wheels, keeping everything going. But she's meant for a better, brighter future. I know she is. I will get all my pieces together and she will be amazing one day. Thank you so much for coming tonight, ladies. I really do appreciate it. Now we know how to make our tacky glues. I'm sorry, I'm looking at tacky glue. Now we know how to make our texture pastes and see even a little bit dry. Yeah, go ahead.
Liz said, I can't wait to see it.
Me either. I'm gonna have to piece it together a little bit more. Maybe use some chipboards or something else, something to that effect. So even like this, it's a little thicker than this one. As you can see, this one's a little bit more, a little smoother, more like a texture paste or more like a mousse. It's a lot, it has more glue in it. Let me put it that way. This is probably more like 60-40 or something than, and then this one. So this one's a little bit harder, but I kind of like that, honestly. I think that's really cool. And there's enough glue in there for my experience, like I talked about. There is enough glue in here for it to stay. So, yep. All right, ladies. I just wanted to come on tonight and show you ladies how to make my famous texture paste. What I use. This is what I use. So any piece that has texture paste on it, this is what I use. I use this mostly this fine sawdust here. But larger pieces, you will see these.
Miss Trudy said, I was wondering when I watched you the other day how you made it. Thanks for sharing with us.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. On that video, I actually had a couple people. You were probably one of them. A couple people wondering. They were like, "What?" I'm still thinking about the sawdust, is what somebody said. They're like, "I'm still stuck on the sawdust." So I was like, you know what? I think that's about the dozenth time, in the past week or two that somebody has said something about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go on here and we're going to do a quick video on how to make this stuff. So, yeah. yeah. All right, ladies. I guess I'll go ahead and call it an evening. Does anyone have any questions though? I'm still new to this YouTube game. I say it like game. I'm still new to YouTube and making videos and knowing how to properly do things or not. I know there's really not any proper way, but you know what I mean. Like, the
I was thinking the gist of it. Oh, Miss Trudy said, "My love to all. Take care. Plans for Sunday/Mother's Day."
Working, unfortunately. Yeah, I will be working, but we're going to be doing our Mother's Day on Saturday because I'm working.
Miss Liz said, "Suggestion. Suggestion. ... Maybe she's making a suggestion."
Oh, about the Mother's Day thing?
I don't think so. Maybe a suggestion for next video. I don't know.
So yeah, well, have a great night, ladies. See, I'm still getting used to all these niceties,
Oh,
maybe,
there
or
it
the. Go ahead.
She said maybe instead of tacky glue on the canvas, maybe use wood glue.
Oh, wood glue. Yeah, that's a good idea. I have used wood glue one time before. That's a good idea. Wood glue would probably work pretty well too. That would probably work. I don't know the price of wood glue. I'm not sure. I know tacky glue, like this bottle is fairly cheap. I want to say it's like, I don't know, four. I get it. Excuse me. I get it at Walmart. It's not expensive. That's why I'm trying to say. I'm pretty sure I get tacky glue because it's cheap. I know it's pretty cheap. I don't know how much wood glue is. I'd have to look at the price. I know I've been doing tacky glue because of price. I can tell you that.
Miss Trudy said, "All family working. Think I'm gonna do cards or work on crafting area. Night all."
Good night, Miss Trudy. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Miss Liz said, I use wood glue on my pieces. Gorilla wood glue is like $3.
Gorilla wood glue. Okay. All right. I'll have to check it out for sure. Let me get a little pencil. Pencil. I have a notepad around here somewhere. Gosh, dang it. And I keep misplacing it. Gorilla wood glue. Gorilla wood glue. All right,
Miss
got
Trudy
it.
said Aileen makes fast grab and turbo too. $3 to $4.
Okay, see, I haven't used any of that. I was told by somebody to use tacky glue a year or two ago, and I've been using it ever since. So that's honestly where that's at. A lot of my other crafty friends are using Fabri-Tac. So I was going to try that out. I was wondering what Fabri-Tac is like, because tacky glue does have some downsides.
Miss Trudy said, "My pleasure."
All right, Miss Trudy. Thank you. It does have some downsides. There is a video I did kind of explain some of the downsides of tacky glue, especially with paint sprays, specifically Lindy's sprays, Tattered Angel sprays, and Tim Holt sprays specifically. They react. When you got to be very clean with tacky glue on any of your artwork that has any kind of spray glue or anything on it.
Oh.
So
Miss Trudy said, "My notifications are on. Catch you next time we use Aileen's a lot."
All right, Miss Trudy, I'll catch you next time, lady. I know, I love Eileen's. I do. Or Aileen, whatever. Eileen's. Yes. What? All right, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you, Liz. I know you're the first one in tonight. And like I said, I didn't let anybody know I was doing this. I was just kind of popping in to show you how I make my paste. So have a great night, ladies. Thank you again.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Miss Nicole said, "Hey, girl, hey."
Oh, of course, Miss Nicole. What's up, Nicole?
Said, "Oh, I missed it."
Yes, we were making texture paste with sawdust. We have
Miss Trudy.
Night, Miss Trudy. We have fine textured sawdust and the thicker stuff, the thicker sawdust. Let me show you. And the consistency, how to make it is 50% tacky glue and 50% sawdust. So just FYI, I'll go ahead and just give you that since you popped in. Thank you for popping in. It was going to be a short video from the get-go anyways. I wasn't trying to make, I know my videos usually every week now have become anywhere between 2 and 3 hours because we chit chat and stuff like that. We have fun and we laugh and have a good time, and I sing to you and stuff. But yeah, Nicole, any sawdust, fine sawdust,
Said awesome.
and this sawdust.
And Miss Trudy said coarse.
Oh, right. I know she missed. Yeah, she came here at the end.
It's COARSE, so like coarse sawdust instead of like opposite of fine, coarse.
Oh, yeah, coarse sawdust. Okay, yeah, it would be, yeah, coarse sawdust.
I didn't think of that term.
I didn't either. I didn't. I've usually used curly. That's honestly the word. I'm like, the curly sawdust? That's the sawdust I use, that stuff. So yeah, 50% tacky glue, 50% sawdust, ladies. 50-50.
Miss Trudy said, out now for real. Been long, hectic, emergency veterinarian visit, EMERG.
Oh, been there, done that. That stinks. I'm so sorry. And our pets are just like our babies, too. I'm so sorry, Miss Trudy. Well, thank you for taking the time and coming in tonight, love. Thank you, thank you. You have a good one, okay? Take care of that baby. All right, ladies. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, all right? Sorry, Miss Nicole, but I did give you the whole point to the video, though. You know exactly, in a matter of 10 seconds what the whole video was about. 50-50 on sawdust. So if you receive any sawdust from me, that's how you make it, okay? I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Have a good night. Bye.